This, what is this? Oh, I wanted to try something with a big brush. So here, this is a big brush. Used to hate this brush. I don't know, let's try something with some blues. This, I believe, is cheap paper, which we don't really want to be using, but whatever, let's just try it out. Um, I don't know what kind of paper this is. I think it might be called the Amazon Basics watercolor paper. Or maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's hot press. Okay, great. Let's see about small clouds, big clouds. Yeah, I think it's hot press actually, the way it's, okay. So, I don't know, what are we doing here? All right, how about now rolling hills like gray, green. Should I make some rolling hills in the background? Let's see. And I guess we would want the background lighter here. Okay. I got in mind a field with some cows in it. Let's see if we can get some kind of grassy looking color here. That doesn't look very grassy. What about our little hills? Get some more blue going and try to distant hill things. Oh yeah, this is like definitely some cheap paper. Anyway, what else? I guess let's try to go deeper green for a closer area. Let's see. And I guess this should be like a tree line. I don't know. It's supposed to be mountains back there. Go try a darker blue here on the top. Supposed to be clouds. OMG. That looks terrible. Alright, try. I don't know what the heck we're doing here. That. Okay, then now let's just jump into our ongoing project, which is the this picture. And too bad I don't have any good water. All this water is pretty old. Okay, anyway, what we wanted to do here was maybe these stems. So, hey, 10 people here. Thanks for stopping by. We're trying to do this ongoing project. And we're going to focus on these stems right here because obviously they're not in there. So let's grab a brown, and this is a good starting point for brown. This thing here is a nice golden brown color. Let's see what that, mix it with this, which is a lot of like yellow ochre. And I'm going to just say, how about check it a little bit this, which is a reddish brown. Okay, it looks like an exact match if you ask me. Okay, how about that? And let's just see if we can't come here and start those stems. And there are a couple stems here. Why don't we take a stem and have it come out here as a whimsical touch. And then here, that really doesn't look good at all, but it doesn't look bad right there. Okay, cool. Got some stems happening. And, you know, there's like this thing here, those bump things. Let's see if we can't just like put them right here and say hi. We were more to it then. And then here we're going to definitely put some darks in there. And, you know, I was also thinking, how about we work on the texture of the wood a little bit. We started that, but it's not really, it didn't really go too far. So I think this gray here looks good, and just put a hint of color in that to say, hey, we're going to be wood shadow. Maybe another hint. That looks pretty good. Okay. How about we start with this shadow right here? And I'm suspicious of this shadow because, you know, it's very close to the edge, and having a high contrast thing that close to the edge is never really good. So here I'm going to see about just picking up the top. See if we can just pick up some of this paint here, because we don't want, that looks pretty good. We don't really like a striking contrast at the edge, but maybe we'll get by with that, who knows. Now let's see about getting just some of these wood grain lines in there. Let's just see what happens. Doing some spaces in there, so it's and I think really what we got is like a little hint of red, so I'm going to grab some red and get a hint of red in there. Let's see. Okay, we definitely got a hint of red in that, right? And try to come over here. Does that look like wood? Not really, but wait. Try to get that hint of red there. That is not looking very good at all. So anyway, I'm gonna put it, keep going on that, but then I'm gonna do a big wash over top of that. And let's see if we can't see this area right here. Is that in the, yeah, so we're gonna see if we can bring that lower. I mean, it's actually, you know, up here, but we're gonna just try to get some personality into the wood, just to say, hey, hello, look at me, I am wood. Because really, if you ask me, it does not look like wood at all right now. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna just grab a wash. We're gonna just kind of blend this whole thing that we just did, because, you know, it's all high contrast, close to the edge, and we need this to be a lot more mellow, if you ask me. And let's see, and try to blot some of that up. Did not work. Okay, it's looking pretty horrible. Oh well. We're gonna keep trying anyway. Get a couple of these strokes in here. That looks equally terrible. Okay. We more or less sort of messed up our painting here. So thanks if you're if you're just joining us. We're attempting to paint this thing here, and not working out too good so far today. We're just trying to say hi. We are a wood table. Maybe this is going to be a little better. That looks really bad over on this side, but try to put in some other, you know, just try to, I guess that's slightly better. That looks really awful, if you ask me. It's starting to look a little bit like wood, though, so I guess that's a win. Try and put these lines in. It really does. You know, I guess the idea here is you don't really look at this very much as the, you know, if we were looking at just the painting, it's just, that looks horrible. Okay, now let's see if we can just lighten this up right there. That is kind of nice, and then this whole thing, I don't like it anymore. So we just get it lighter. That's slightly better. And then what down here? Oh, right here, that's like, this should be the same color. Just try to hit that right there. Nice. And well, a dot right there. And what about down here? This corner was bothering me. Just trying to, I don't know why, what the heck this shape is supposed to be here. I think like this is a little problem area. And just try to erase. And it's not really erasing. I guess the intention was to put a dark shadow right where I'm trying to erase. And so let's try a dark shadow there. What color that is? That's some kind of like Payne's gray leaning blue. Here's a Payne's gray leaning brown red. And it's looking all right. Let's see about getting just a line here. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Ready? Here goes. This should actually be brown. All right, maybe. Then I don't know about that, but I'm just gonna leave it for now. I don't think it's any worse than what we had before. I don't really like this line right here, but maybe it's okay. Just soften that line right there. And this whole hard edge, I don't know why not leave it in there. And actually, we're supposed to have like some wood grain going this way, which is not really happening, but let's just try go anyway. Let's see. So if that does go that way, so I guess we should try to get that happening right here. I'm just going to try to pull out some of this. That looks good. All right, that's a little better. It's kind of murky, kind of, you know, what do you mean? It's like, doesn't make a bold statement, which is what we want to do. This is supposed to be like just falling into the background here. And I don't know why, this is not going at an angle also. I guess that might be a slight improvement up there. Looks horrible. Okay. Just grab a little yellow and I'm going to try to get a smoother top area here. Oh, that's even worse. Let's try to come down here. Okay, now we are at least disguising the fact that we messed up. There's one YouTube thing is watercolor painters fixing mistakes. I think we got a good candidate for that right here. Anyway, why not do that same thing here? That's good. And right here, there's like that dot thing. I'm going to try to get into a brown right there. And let's just see. That's okay. So the reason this kind of a blue, green, gray, this is a brown. If you squint, you're going to see that this is definitely coming, looking like it's in front of that. Speaking of coming in front, I'm going to try to go here. And we actually even get a highlight right here. Let's see if that is working. Is that up? That might be helping our glass look. I really don't think so. Look, I'm trying to paint this area here where there's this giant splotch. And, oh well, Now I'm gonna grab the maybe like a Payne's Gray here. I haven't painted like for 4 days. I painted only once this week, so much for my real-time watercolor painting that is daily. But that looks even worse. What can we do right here? I guess we could see. Go here. No, that's really kind of bad too. Does not look glassy. I think what we want is a thing here, a shadow. And then we want this to be. Okay, that might be coming better. Is our glass looking glassy? I have no idea. I could say probably, possibly not. Oh yeah, we're doing this also. Let's see about fixing that up. We got a brown and make it very dark. So now we got a shadow for the brown, and we're just gonna try to say hi. We are more than just a little brown squiggle here. That looks good. And there's those knots there. That looks great somehow. All right. A mini win. Thanks for the thumbs up. Whoever gave me a thumbs up sure is appreciated. As I flounder around in this, watercolor, what do you call it? Experience. Okay, so I don't know if that really does anything. We're trying to just symbolize these stems here. Let me try a little dot here. All right. Well, moving along, we did develop this area. I don't know if we're really got a 3D look happening over here. I don't think so, but plus trying to keep this thing or get that thing looking glassy. And well, we started out with this silliness right here. That's dry. Why don't we see what we can do with this? And anybody know how to paint a cow? I would like to paint a cow in there. Let's see. I don't know. What else could that be? Oh, it could be a bear. I don't know. There's a bear. All right. Make it more subtle. Okay. It's more subtle. How about a distant? We're talking about distant hills here. Think about a weird landscape like this is you really want it to be relatable to your own experience. And it does look a little bit like, some of the hills in New York, Western New York, where I try to put like a tree line here. And we're in a tree line, we don't really want all the same color green, so let's grab a different kind of green. Something darker, I hope. Let's see if we can just say hi, we're a different kind of green here. So we got the, slightly different green tones, and what this is, I don't know. First it was going to be a cow, then I thought bear. Now I think funny splotch. Well, that's looking good here. I guess we could cut that off right there, right? See about a distant, get some more greens up here, just so that's rolling hills covered with trees. What should be down here? I don't know. Farmhouse, a barn. Let's see how you make a barn. This is not going to be good. Hey, Cod, thank you so much for subscribing. That's fantastic. Hey, thanks for the compliment. Hi. Okay. So anyway, I gotta go to work. I just wanted to do something real fast here, and so we worked on this thing that's kind of silly, and then we were working on this. We tried to put in the background. We tried to put in these green things right there, and we've also been trying to do this, which is oh yeah, I forgot we were working on this one too, which is this thing here where we started from life. Anyway, I'm just gonna try to add a little green into this because this is the #1 ongoing project from Heck. Let's try to add some more greens. That looks good. Okay. Okay, I don't know about that, but you know, slowly but surely. Little stems down here. How about a little dot here? Yeah, I was hoping that this one was just slowly gonna, you know, evolve into a coherent painting, right? And we started this from life, but then you know, I took some photo reference, but the photo reference does not look anything like the live version, so it has become kind of a, this is kind of like make it up as you go along. There is like this reddish pot down here. Let's see if we can't make this into a kind of a leaf thing. And a lot of the leaves have a you know, a thing like a, and like you see, you know, right here, these little white lines. It's kind of a white line outline of most of the leaves. So trying to right. Let's see if we can't come here a little bit. All right, that's going. And then this thing here, last thing we were doing was the water. But anyway, I gotta run, and I sure appreciate everybody who stopped by, and I'm gonna try to get back into the real-time watercolor painting with more enthusiasm because anyway, art fun, real-time watercolor painting today. See you all next time.